And then, of course, you've got starring in America in Bones, right? Well, gosh almighty.
That was a sort of accident, really. I had to be in America for a meeting with Peter Jackson, the director, who lives in Wellington, New Zealand, and Los Angeles is more or less halfway between Wellington and London, and he was asking me to write a screenplay for a film. So we had this meeting. The Dam Busters, a new film on the Dam Busters, the Great Raid of the 617 Squadron and all that. And the Myrna's Gone, and the unfortunate code word, and the music, and all the wonderful things about that story, which I was greatly looking forward to. But my agent in America said, oh, would you do an episode of this series Bones, which I have to confess I hadn't heard of, but they sent around a DVD and I watched it and it seemed very charming, and they sent around a script. And then I said to my friend Hugh Laurie, who is American television,
my word, is
I said, what do you know of this Bones? He said, oh, they're awfully nice. They just live round the corner on the Fox lot. He said, so, you know, I thought it'd be rather sweet to do an episode and say hello to my colleague, you know. So I did this episode, and we would have lunch together, which greatly annoyed him in some ways, because he, for very good reasons, playing an American in his series House, keeps his American accent all day. It'd be rather stupid to dive in and out of it, and so, of course, he finds it very embarrassing if an English person comes and he goes, hi, great to see you, Steve, how you doing, you know. Hugh, snap out of it, man. on the other hand, if he lopes forward and goes, hello, what-o, hello, hello, the American's going, what is Hugh Laurie doing? so he's kind of trapped between two accents. But anyway, we had a great day. And then they asked me to do 2 more episodes, and then they asked me to do the rest of the series, which sadly I couldn't do. But I did have a great time. It's a very odd thing, American television, because it's a... Well, it's, you know, they make 24 episodes, and you've got about 7 or 8 days to do each hour episode, or at least an hour minus the commercials. And they have very little time, but they have a stupendous amount of money. So simply anything that goes wrong, they just throw another camera, another crew, and at 3 in the morning on the Fox lot, for example, it's busier than at 3 in the afternoon. There are golf carts going backwards and forwards. There's Kiefer Sutherland over there blowing up terrorists. There's Hugh Laurie sort of pulling something out of somebody's bottom, and there's and me sort of, you know, pretending. But it is absolutely extraordinary how alive it is there. And people say to me, gosh, you must envy Hugh, and I admire enormously what he's done. And I've always envied him, his talent, his good looks, his charm, and all the rest of it. So in that sense, I don't envy him any more than I ever did. But I do recognise that he works phenomenally hard. I mean, it is... The idea that he goes off and then has, you know, dinner with Brangelina in the evening or whatever is nonsense, because he arrives home at 11 in the evening and falls on the bed, and then he's up at 6.
But you're doing an American